Hey guys, this is my one video I actually wanted to make for a while. This is like, what if Asta and Noelle go back in time? Now y'all might be wondering which one they're going back in time to, but I'm making this more interesting. Like, alright, I'm gonna start it. This is like when Asta was fighting Dante, like in his new union form, and Noelle fighting how do you say her name? Magicla, or who? Yes, the woman who killed Noelle's mom. After they was fighting, they was kind of killed at the same time. For some reason, Asta's Libe, Asta's devil. If you guys never know that yet, I'm sorry. And Noelle's water spirit of, you know, that water spirit they found, that big old water wave spirit. Yeah, they sent them back in time until a point till Noelle and Asta first became agile. They said, we have to do this for you guys can stop this from happening in the future. And then they sent them back in time. Out of that, because Noelle already kind of confessed to Asta in a way before they went into battle. So now getting sent back in time until like Asta grabbed her hand to help her up with like, welcome back to the Black Bulls. Did something happen to them? They both fell on the floor. All the Black Bulls was worried, and they picked them up and put them in the rooms. After like a few days, Asta got up, so was Noelle. And they literally said, I remember everything. And then Noelle ran to Asta's room to see if something happened to him. She knocked, and Asta answered the door and said, Noelle? Noelle actually went into that door, went in the room with Asta and told Asta, do you remember the future? Asta said, so we both went back in time. And they was discussing this without telling nobody yet, because no one would believe them at the time. So Asta said yes, and he asked Noelle, can she control her magic? Now she thinks about it. Now she's in the past and with her future powers. She opened Asta's window and shot a bullet shot at a tree. She thought it would miss, but it hit directly on it. Then she said, did our powers came back with us? Now Asta's kind of intrigued. He went into his book and pulled out the Demon Destroyer sword. Not yet. Sorry. Demon the Slayer sword, the Demon Dweller sword, and now the Demon Destroyer sword. And he was getting intrigued. And then he saw the last story of Captain Yami's katana. And then he said, huh. And Noelle checked if she still had a water spirit, but she does. In this total events, there's two water spirits as the same as the one in is it Heart Kingdom? Yes, the Heart Kingdom, I guess. I think. Sorry, guys. So Asta will actually try to talk to Libe, because Libe actually went back in time with him. And Libe actually came out the book, because since he was out the book before and the contract is still on Asta's arm, they're still connected. But Libe can go back in the book more if he wants to, basically. So they came back with their powers, but now they're wondering. Asta's trying to see if he's still flying the sword, but he can't for some reason, because going back in time kind of distort their powers. So Noelle can't do her Valkyrie dress either. Now, that's when they click. Now they have to train again. After that, because they're in their usual clothes from back in time, so Asta and Noelle said, we'll be back. And actually, they left a note in the room. And they went out into the forest to train. Asta on his black slashes. And Noelle on her Sea Dragon's Roar. But like at the little minimum. And they keep doing this until they at least learn how to do their signature techniques and their forms. Asta, his black form, early. Because he can't do his combined mode yet at all. And well, her lucky dress early. She finally unlocked it. But she still has her other powers too she learned from this time. After that, Asta learned how to start flying with a sword again. And he still has to master the other swords except for the katana, because at the time he never learned how to use the katana yet. So basically he's learning on his 3 swords right now. Demon Slayer, Demon Dweller, and Demon Destroyer sword. He's working on that. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna make a plot twist. So yeah, after they get their mostly powers back, they went back to the base. Everybody was wondering where they went, and then they said some training. And Asta still remembers Noelle confessing to him. And he asks Noelle, does she want to go on a date? Noelle blush. Now she remembers actually. She did confess to Asta. So she said, yeah. Bet. At this time, Noelle is actually having a good time. Because she always wanted to ask Asta out on a date. Or confess her love to Asta. Now they went after their date for like thanks to Finial teleporting them to a place they know where to go. And now it begins like the first mission. Noelle and Asta already know what this mission is. Now they should we fly? And at the time, the whole Black Bulls don't know they can use their powers differently now. After that, Magma said, Asta, get on. And Asta said, nah, Magma, I got it this time. He said, you sure? Because you don't have any magic, man, dude. And he said, bet. And he said, Demon Destroyer. It flew out. And Magma's actually kind of shocked about his sword right now. And he said, Asta, how can you able to do this? Training. Because I was thinking about how to fly, and since my sword is anti-magic, I can actually try to use it to fly because there's mana in the air, right? Magma will actually take this to consideration, actually. And then he looks at Noelle. Noelle actually starts flying on her own broomstick because she doesn't want to fly use a Raku dress at all. She does want to use it. She starts flying. They fly to Hage village. Not Hage. What was that village? Magma's village. If you guys know what Magma used to live, then thank you. If you don't, watch the anime, because I forgot. After that, since Noelle and Asta already knows this event's gonna happen, they took out the boards very, very early. They went back to Hage and they started seeing this smoke of magic. Asta already knows what this is, and then started doing black slashes to cut the mist. He did, and he basically ran in to see the old man would not die this time. After this, he sees the old man about to die, at least about this time, about to, and then also did his black slashes. And Noelle did her Sea Dragon's, what was it, Sea Dragon's Cradle or Sea Dragon's Lair? Sea Dragon's Cradle, I forgot. Sorry, guys. Sea Dragon's cradle to protect the people and the old man because he almost died. Now Noelle and Asta and Magma begin the fight. After demonstrating their powers, Magma knows he can beat we can beat these guys. So they did the things. Asta still beats him even harder than before. Since Noelle is helping, she's basically winning against the other mages. And Magma still does his Magma shots. And they complete that mission. After that, they still gets that since Asta and Noelle knows what the stone is, so they still give it a Yami for not letting them know anything. That like they know something. And Asta does think about stuff. How about his past actions not noticing Noelle's feelings? And he said, "Sorry, Noelle, for not noticing your feelings back then." And she said, "It's alright. Now you can see you can repay by doing it better here." Asta will kind of blush to this. Noelle will stop blushing because she can admit her feelings to Asta now. And after that, it became... Oh, shit. Now that I think about it, oh snap. Never mind. After this, it became the dungeon. Since the Wizard King sent the Black Bulls to go do the dungeon, it became Magma, Luck, and Noelle. No. Magma, no. Asta, Noelle, and Luck. Luck doing his usual thing. Luck doing his usual thing, going. Luck doing his usual thing, going to fight the smoke guy. Noelle and Asta already know what's gonna happen, so Noelle stays in the air. She's not trying to get embarrassed again. So Asta flew on the sword, started slashing the traps. Then he sees Yuno. He said, "Yuno?" And he's like, "Oh, what's up, Asta?" Then Yuno noticed Asta's flying on his sword. And he said, "Asta, when can you fly on your sword, dude?" He said, training. I actually figured it out how to do it. He said, "Explain." Since I have anti-magic, I can actually use my sword to go to the sky. Because the sky has mana in the sky. So, I actually think this is kind of impressive. And Klaus do this whole thing. And Asta do remember this. He said, "Klaus, shut your mouth." And he said, "How do you know my name?" Because I know anything. And Mimosa still talks to Noelle. Still goes there, but Noelle is more nicer. So that's what Mimosa noticed. She's more nicer now. After Klaus telling the race them, Asta said bet, and then they realized Luck is in trouble. Noelle and Asta flies while the Golden Dawn went to go see. The Golden Dawn still gets there, and they will still get clapped by Lars. Asta says Luck and tell him that whole speech before, that Naruto energy speech, and then they start working together. Why does every anime actually do that speech? Now that I notice, every anime character does a speech. After that, I also do realize something. Yuno was in trouble. So he flies on the sword fast. Luck is catching up. Noelle is flying on the broom. Then he see Yuno almost die this time. Almost. Because he realized he saved them before, but now it looks like he's almost dead this time. And he said, not today, Black Divider. Not even going to his black form. Black Divider, cut the thing in half. And he's talking to Lars. Is that his name? Lars. The Crystal Eyes Mage. What is his name? Not Lars. Wait, Lars. No, just we're gonna call him Crystal Eyes Mage for now. Yeah, he's the same one Asta beat in literally I don't know what episode, but the episode of Asta showing off more. And out there, Asta actually literally clapped him with Noelle's help. The Golden Dawn thinks, is the Black Bulls the worst of the worst? And is noticing Asta is kind of different. And he wants to investigate this. After this, they went to Treasure Hall. And something triggers Asta for a minute. He knows we'll get the scroll, but something's triggering him. He goes to the vault that his used sword used to be. After opening it, he sees it's still there. And he's wondering, what? Then he went in his grimoire, pulled out the Demon Slayer sword, and then he put it down and sees something else. He was shocked. He has 2 Demon Slayer swords. Now he has 2 Demon Dwellers. And he's confused. Because shouldn't one sword be coming with him before? Noelle walked up to Asta and said, Asta, what's up? And he told Noelle, I have 2 Demon Slayers and 2 Demon Dweller swords. She said, how's that possible? He doesn't even know himself after seeing his Demon Dweller sword over there. And he just pulled out 2 Demon Slayer swords. And she said, oh no. Is this the possibility we came back into a timeline that we didn't get this? You had your sword, but in the future you came back with your other swords. And he's wondering, yeah, because now he's wondering, is there 2 Libes? And he asks Libe, is there another you in there? Libe looks around and he said, no, there should not be another Libe. But it's confusing though. Even Libe is wondering why he has 2 Demon Slayer swords and 2 Demon Dwellers now. But now Asta can literally dual wield. But something catches Noelle's eye though. You know how that new Valkyrie's water sword she made out of Valkyrie dress with that new Saint stage mode? That's what she finds. She grabs it and then it glows and went into a grimoire. And she told Asta, this sword is. And he knows what this is because he saw her battle with it before. Now here comes Lars, I think that's his name, Lars, and trying to hit everybody since they want to play out an original for to get his spirit, but they know they have to do something about this. After literally saying no one's giving up and you can't pick on the weak, Asta and Noelle pull out their swords and, use his spirit wave. Spirit breath, I guess. Destroyed Lars, but not kill him, but destroyed him. After that, they got out the cage, but this time, they took some of the treasures with the magic items. And they do give it to the Black Bulls, at least, most of them to help them get stronger, especially Magma. Now, Asta's thinking now, He has 2 Demon Dweller swords and 2 Demon Slayer swords. Is there gonna be a Demon Destruction sword next after a few years? After they're called to the Wizard King, they do present their weapons again, but Julius is not dumb. He knows Asta has 2 Demon Dweller swords, 2 Slayer swords. He asked him to show him, and he showed him the swords. And then he put it back in the grimoire. Then he asks Noelle, what's that sword? And then she's wondering, like, oh. Then she pulls it out, puts it down. He is a nerd with everything, so basically, yeah. Until he invites them. And then, asks Asta, what's going on, bro? I know you couldn't do this like a year ago when we got into Magic Night, so what's up, bro? After that, Noelle and Asta cracked and told everything. Is baffled, but he's kind of understanding because he knows Asta never knew these techniques and all this moves. And plus 2 swords, and he only seen them with 1 before. Yeah, that's not a coincidence. After that, Asta realized something. In this timing, Noelle was about to get poured water on her head, and Noelle literally forgot about this part. And he grabs Solid's hand, Noelle's better, and he said, what are you doing? And he said, let go of me, you commoner. He said, nah, you're kind of weak, so I'm not going to let go. He started squishing his hand more, and he said, don't touch her either. Pushed him back. And then Noelle said, I can take care of myself now, Asta. And she said, yeah. He said, yeah, Noelle, but I want to have fun with them. I want a rematch. And he said this in a quiet voice, for no one can hear, but Noelle. She kind of chuckles to this. She laughs. Noelle noticed she's laughing to this commoner. He said, are you going to bring it on, or you just going to walk away? After did his snake water thing, Asta jumps and pulls out Demon Slayer, not Destroyer, Demon Dweller sword, and say Black Slash. Cuts through it and hits him. Because this is like a whole different Asta. So, after the woman does her breath like snake and then something like that, Noelle's sister, he cuts through that instantly. Then he remembers there's going to be a golem right behind him. Then he jumps and dodged the golem and slashed that in half. And there was one water ball that was coming fast. Noelle, knowing this before, it was scared about this before. She blitz out of no one seeing it. She smacks that ball right back at Solid, her brother. Hits him, but not hurt him. She said, you deflected my attack, defending this commoner? She said, not a commoner, but my future husband. They would say, you taking a commoner as your husband, and you are just weak. Asta said, well, what about it? At least I'm strong to defend myself in real life. What do y'all do? You picked on her since she was born. But I like the version she is right now, because she's better than you. After Noelle try to put his pressure on Asta, Asta will remember this feeling, but he's going like, nah, I don't feel pressured by this guy anymore. Actually, in this time, Noelle actually released her pressure. putting Noelle like in a standstill. And Noelle said, "Yo, you stepping up to me now, little Noelle?" She said, "Yeah." Actually, I was itchy for a fight for a while. Noelle is kind of taken aback. Because Noelle's pressure is like almost equivalent to a captain's now. After that, it became Fuegoleon and stopped the whole situation. Leo claimed to be Asta's rival. Asta will take it because he does like Leo in the future, actually, to be his rival. And now he remembers Yuno has a spirit. But he has to let it happen to let him see that spirit. And this is where I'm going to end it off. So the next part is going to be the evasion and all that. So peace out and rely. And I want to ask you guys, should I give... I'm making another whiff, like what if Asta has one for all, but should I make it magic or not magic, guys? Which one would it be? So peace out.